Welcome to Astro Checker Hindi channel. Today's story is very interesting.
Where sometimes peace begins with something far smaller than politics. Nobody expected the summit to succeed. Honestly, most people expected war. The Celestine Accord summit gathered representatives from 27 star systems aboard the massive diplomatic station Horizon Gate, a neutral structure floating between contested territories near the edge of civilized space. The goal sounded simple: prevent another interstellar war. The reality was much uglier. Trade routes collapsed. Border colonies burned. Entire fleets disappeared near disputed sectors. Every species blamed someone else. And standing at the center of the chaos was Queen Valith of the Chiron Dominion, the most feared ruler in the outer systems. Cold, brilliant, untouchable. For 6 straight years, she rejected every peace treaty offered to her empire. Diplomats called her impossible. Military commanders called her dangerous. The media called her the Iron Queen. Behind closed doors, many simply called her the reason peace kept failing. No one truly understood why she trusted nobody. But rumors spread constantly. Assassination attempts, royal betrayals, entire families killed during old succession wars. Whatever happened in her past left scars deeper than politics. And now she arrived at Horizon Gate surrounded by heavily armed royal guards while every government prayed negotiations wouldn't collapse again. The station security doubled immediately. Snipers watched every corridor. Diplomatic staff whispered nervously whenever the queen passed nearby. Even other alien leaders avoided direct eye contact with her, because Queen Valith carried silence like a weapon. The first negotiation session lasted only 14 minutes. That was enough. One delegate proposed shared border access. Valith rejected it instantly. Another suggested military de-escalation zones. Rejected again. A third diplomat offered humanitarian partnerships for refugee systems. The Queen's expression never changed. No, just one word, cold enough to freeze entire rooms. Eventually, an exhausted representative slammed both hands against the conference table. What exactly do you want? Queen Valith slowly looked around the chamber. Honesty. Nobody answered after that, because deep down, everyone knew politics rarely included honesty. The summit spiraled downward fast afterward. Arguments exploded across negotiation halls. Threats replaced diplomacy. Military fleets near the borders quietly prepared for possible mobilization. Horizon Gate started feeling less like a peace conference, and more like the final calm before another galactic war. Meanwhile, far below the diplomatic sectors, thousands of civilian refugees lived temporarily inside the station's lower habitation levels. Families displaced by border conflicts, children orphaned during pirate raids and military evacuations, people forgotten by the governments currently arguing upstairs about peace. One of those children was Eli, 10 years old, small for his age, dark curly hair constantly messy no matter what he tried. Eli arrived on Horizon Gate months earlier after his colony transport got caught between 2 battling fleets. His parents never made it off the ship. Now he spent most days wandering refugee corridors carrying the only thing he still owned, a small broken mechanical toy shaped like an Earth astronaut. One arm missing, paint scratched badly, but still important, because it used to belong to his father. Eli repaired it constantly despite lacking proper tools. Somehow that made him feel less alone. 3 days into the failing summit, Queen Valith left another disastrous negotiation meeting and walked alone through a restricted observation corridor overlooking the station's refugee sectors below. Her guards remained nearby but distant. Even they understood the Queen sometimes preferred silence. Valith stared through the glass at the crowded refugee levels beneath the station. Children sleeping beside supply crates. Families sharing emergency blankets. Humans, aliens, people damaged by wars powerful leaders created. For a brief moment, something painful crossed her face. Then a small voice interrupted. Your crown looks heavy. The Queen turned instantly. Security guards reached for weapons immediately. Standing near the observation window was Eli holding his broken toy tightly. Nobody understood how the child slipped past station security. The guards moved forward quickly. Boy, step away now. But Queen Valith quietly raised one hand. The guards froze immediately. The child looked completely unimpressed by royal authority. Honestly, children either fear power too much or not at all. There's rarely balance. Eli studied the Queen carefully. You look tired. Valith stared at him silently for several seconds. Finally she asked, Do you know who I am? Yeah. Most adults trembled speaking to her. The child shrugged instead. My teacher showed us your picture on the station news. And yet you approached me anyway. Eli looked confused by the question. You were alone. That answer hit strangely hard. The queen slowly glanced back toward the crowded refugee sectors below, then quietly said, Rulers are never alone. The boy considered that seriously, then shook his head. No, I think you are. Silence settled between them. Even the guards looked uncomfortable now, because somehow a child spoke more honestly in 30 seconds than diplomats had all week. Eli stepped closer carefully. The queen noticed the broken toy immediately. Its missing arm hung loosely by damaged wires. You still keep it despite being broken, she observed. The child nodded. It was my dad's. Something shifted behind Valith's eyes at those words. Small, almost invisible, but real. Eli looked down at the toy quietly, then suddenly held it out toward her. The guards immediately tensed again. The queen frowned slightly. What are you doing? You can have it. Why? The boy shrugged softly. Because you look sad. No politician, no advisor, no royal strategist aboard Horizon Gate had managed to lower Queen Valith's emotional walls for years. Then one refugee child offered her a broken toy because he thought she looked lonely. And somehow, that worked. The queen stared at the tiny damaged astronaut resting in the child's hand. Cheap plastic, scratched paint, worthless to everyone except the boy offering it freely. Valith slowly accepted it, carefully, like she forgot how kindness felt. My father used to fix things too, she whispered quietly. Eli smiled slightly. Then maybe you can fix him. The queen almost laughed. Almost. Instead, she looked toward the broken toy for several long seconds. Then something impossible happened. Queen Valith lowered her guard. Not politically, personally, just a little. Enough to breathe. Enough to remember she was still a person beneath the crown. That evening the summit resumed. Everyone expected another disaster. Instead, the delegates found something completely different waiting inside the negotiation chamber. Queen Valith arrived carrying the tiny repaired astronaut toy beside her royal datapads. Several diplomats exchanged confused looks immediately. Then the queen spoke before anyone else could. For the first time since the summit began, she said calmly, I would like to hear proposals again. The room went silent, because her voice sounded different, still powerful, still dangerous, but no longer closed. Negotiations continued for 11 straight hours afterward. Not perfect, not easy. Arguments still happened. But for the first time, Queen Valith listened. Actually listened. Compromises slowly formed. Trade protections. Refugee support corridors. Border ceasefire agreements. Tiny steps toward peace. Late that night, one exhausted diplomat finally asked the question everyone wondered. What changed your mind? Queen Valith looked quietly toward the repaired toy resting beside her hand, then answered softly, I was reminded that trust does not always begin with governments. Across Horizon Gate, refugee families slept peacefully unaware how close the galaxy came to another war. And somewhere in the station's lower levels, Eli smiled sleepily after station workers returned his toy astronaut repaired better than before. He never fully understood what happened afterward. Only that the scary queen seemed less sad when she left. Years later, historians would debate how the Celestine peace accords finally succeeded after decades of failure. Some credited political strategy. Others credited economic pressure. But the truth was much simpler. An entire interstellar summit changed because one lonely human boy looked at the most feared queen in the galaxy and said, You seem alone.
Thanks for watching this video. For more videos, subscribe to Astroche Parhinde channel.